Page 24, the Matador. 3/4 time, no sharps or flats in the key signature, so it's C major or A minor. Well, let's look at the bottom of page 25. The last couple measures, the last measure, you have this chord. That's an A minor chord. I mean, an A minor chord, normally you'd be in here, but it doesn't have to be this arrangement. It's just these notes, an A, an E, and a C. It could be in any arrangement. Here we have a C and an A, and here we have an A and an E. So those are those three notes. That's an A minor chord, so I'd say this is an A minor. So it's one of those things. Some people, when they look at a piece of music to see what the key signature is, they look at the beginning. You have to be careful because it doesn't have to start on its main chord. It will usually end on its main chord, but not start. Here, that's actually an E major chord. It's not an E major because E major has 4 sharps, and this is not a possibility. Anyway, just look at the end of it, and most of the times. You may have to look a little deeper than that, but most of the time, that'll tell you what the key signature is, the end of it. Now, one hand at a time here. You got all kinds of sharps or flats and legato here. Crunch up with the thumb, then cross over. There. The last 2 measures, second line, you're here. And I recommend you just reach out and use 2/5 on that note. The last one, because really the chord is this. You're in extended position here. You're not using the B, so it's here and here. This way you don't have to move. You got to move the left hand. You can focus more on the left hand this way. I don't like moving my hands if I don't have to. Then the section B comes along, nice and smooth. 8th notes, 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. And these tied notes, hang on to those. Again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1. 3rd finger. This fingering is good except for the triplets. I don't like the triplet fingering. The top of page 25, it's the 1st and the 3rd line is the same thing. You have triplets in the 3rd measure. 1 and a 2. Play those just a little faster in 8th notes. However, I would suggest for the triplet fingering, instead of a 2-3, that you use a 1-3-2. This fingering will serve you very well later on when music gets far more difficult in a number of situations. This fingering, this 1-3-2, really well, and I encourage you to, here you've got 2 F's in a row, because in the 2nd measure the last note is an F. You got to play it again. This way, again, you're using different fingers. 2 and then here. Same thing in the 3rd line. Use 1-3-2. For that, 2nd line here. Now cross, and their fingering is fine. Over, and then section 8 stuff again. Then at the end, last 2 measures, you got to come up here. Here. Left hand, keep the left hand soft as supporting. You have these chords at the beginning. Just make sure you get the chords. The last measure, 2nd line, is you're down here. Then you come back up. Connect these. Rest, rest. You're moving here. You want to get to where you can do this move up and down 1 note at a time without looking at the keyboard eventually. You may have to look at first, but eventually you want to be able to feel that. That's really it for the left hand, except maybe at the bottom, last 2 measures. You're coming down here and here. It's an A. Put the hands together slowly. I don't know how slowly it is for you, but this is slow for me. You may have to go a lot slower than that. It's however slow you got to go, so you know you're playing the right notes at the right time with control. Don't be in a hurry because you can speed it up later. I tend to go a little faster in the videos to shorten the video up a little bit. Section B, here, here. See, this is in contrast to section A. In section A, the button here, it's and then you go back to section A there at the bottom of page 25. You get that, then go ahead and add the articulation. The staccatos, nice light wrist staccato. And then the last two measures of the second line, both hands are staccato and accented. And it's fortissimo. Talk about an overkill. It's just a really loud boom, but make it a musical boom. Let the wrist collapse. Don't play with a stiff wrist here. You're going up, let the wrist collapse. I'll talk about the pedal in a little bit, right there. And then, this is contrast, this is smooth. And then you go back to section A again. At the end, the last two measures, you're fortissimo, very loud again, and here, staccato on the left hand. And again, let the wrist collapse on this. I talked a little bit about dynamics there, but here, start out very soft, and that's the right hand. Keep this left hand really soft. We want to hear the right hand. Don't let the left hand get in the way. And then you got a crescendo, poco a poco with a dotted dash line. You're going to take all that time to get to fortissimo. Well, you have to plan that out or you'll be at fortissimo within a couple of measures. Don't get to fortissimo or very loud until the last two measures of the second line. So I would suggest maybe you stay, this is the first line or third measure, stay at pianissimo here. Now come up a little bit to just piano, just soft. Now sort of soft. Sort of loud, now loud, now loud. So I'm like doing it a measure at a time except for the first two measures. You want to save most of your crescendo toward the end. So you plan it out. It's not a straight line going up. It's here and then you kind of do that. So again, you're very soft. Now soft, sort of loud, 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 very loud. While I'm here on the pedal, since they're only pedaling these notes, I'm not showing it, but with this type of pedaling on these chords, we're only pedaling it to release the overtones. Because a chord without pedal is here, with pedal it's here. And there's a little difference there because of all the overtones that are added. So what you're going to do here is you press the pedal down with the notes, not behind them, but with them, and then release the pedal immediately with the hands. So the pedal goes down and up with the hands. So it's here. What would be nice to do if you can is you push the pedal down before you play the notes. Well, you can in the last measure because you got rests. So you could push the pedal down right before you play that chord. But you can't before because then you got notes. And it's the same thing in the last measure at the bottom of page 25. Push the pedal down with the notes and release it with the hands. Just boom, up and down. And then the bottom line on page 24, the section B, you come up a little bit to medium loud. Well, come up from very soft. You were very soft at the beginning. Here you're medium loud. The whole section they say is medium loud. Don't play a whole lot of stuff like that at one level. Get to know it and then you feel it. For instance, at the end of each of these phrases, I can come down a little bit. At the top of page 25, first line, start it with the triplet measure here. I can come down on that. So the first line is here. Now, I come down a little bit, and then I come back up. So it isn't all at one level. Ugh. Anyway, you're doing that, and then you go back to section A, very soft, and then you have that crescendo. And again, take your time with the crescendo. So then you can speed it up however fast you can control. It's up to you on that. So really the eighth notes and the triplets are going to determine how fast you can go. It's how fast can you play those accurately, and that tells you how fast you can take the rest of the piece. Don't take this part fast and then have to slow down this part. No, the beat's got to be steady. So whatever that speed is, it's got to be the same speed throughout. So think about that. That's where a metronome really helps. I'd like to play with you very slowly to double check the notes and the rhythms. I'm not going to do dynamics. I'm not going to show the pedal. Just notes and rhythms. And you can speed it up and I'll do all that stuff on your own. So I'll give us 3 counts and let's play this together slowly. 1, ready, go. Rest, rest, rest. Rest. Rest, rest. Two, 3. Rest, rest.